Welcome to day 8 of our video challenge, and this video is slightly different because I'm going off on a little bit of a rant about a topic that is very dear to my heart, and that is procurement early involvement. So if you can't stand some emotions in a video like this, you better turn it off, otherwise you're in for some very good content. Promised. Not so long ago I published a video with 10 good reasons for early involvement, and I'll link that down in the description. Oh, you've seen my little index card here. Preparation is a good thing, but I'd like to go on, as I said, on a little rant here about how people usually respond to these 10 reasons. If we come in at the very last moment, of course there's not very much we can do. Everybody accuses us always of situations like, yeah, then you put out your hammer and ask for your somewhat 10% off. Guys, honestly, involve us early and you will get great results without any kind of de-scoping, without any kind of time pressure. And the reason this is true comes down to reason number 2, or point number 2, the market know-how that we have. Yes, we might not be programmers, developers, if it is for IT, for example, but we have a good market know-how. We know what average rates are. So why don't you use that in our joint company's best interest? So please involve us early. We share our market know-how with you. And even if it's only that we take in a challenger with a better, not cheaper, but better price, and then help save some of your budget for the things on your nice-to-have list. Reason number 3 was to identify risky suppliers right away. Sometimes people are so nailed down in the product or the service they want to acquire that they really don't see the obvious risk at play. I had situations where I had suppliers where we made 50 or 60% of the revenue of that supplier. Guys, that is not a good situation. It's very risky. What if that supplier defaults? What if he all of a sudden pulls out a gun and puts it at our head and says, you know what, I need to increase prices by 30%. That is not a situation we want to be in. And it's good to involve the procurement guys early so they can really help you to identify those risky suppliers, and an identified risk is a very good first step. Reason number 4 is fast execution. Quite honestly, everyone, if I would have been paid by the statement or the number of statement that says, yeah, procurement always slows down the process. Yes, if you don't involve us, if we have to ask questions over questions to get clarity on your demand, yes, then it takes time. If you involve me early, I can ensure that purchase orders can be passed through quickly. I can, for example, inform additional approvers and all this kind of stuff. But to do so, I need to know the things. The next one also comes through as an eternal truth, and that is actually let negotiators deal with tough conversations. I mean, everyone would usually see it like negotiations and this kind of stuff it's usually conflict driven. We as a company, we as procurement want something that maybe our supplier does it. We want better prices, we want greater scope, whatever. That is a conflict-rich conversations. You, as a demand owner, maybe have to work together with those supplier in the end. So why not hand over this nasty task to deal with this tough conversation? And I'm not talking about bad cop or good cop or anything, but just let us handle this conflict. Let us handle this tough conversation. You just have to lean back and say, oh, I don't know, let my procurement person talk about this. Makes it much easier for you, but to do that, I need to be involved early, as I said before. And the next one is also very much in line with the reason number 5, and number 6 is let procurement prepare the battlefield that is negotiation. As I said just a minute ago, negotiation, psychology, that is a conflict. Let us prepare. I mean, nobody would ever go to war, and yes, I'm using these aggressive terms. Nobody would ever go to war without any preparation. Then you're doomed for failure. So let us prepare. Everybody assumes that salespeople prep for this kind of situation. So why don't you let us, the procurement guys, prep for this kind of conversations as well? Next one is also quite easy. It's standards, standards, standards. Yes, I know everything is special and you need that one special tool, that one special demand, and of course it's tailor-made to your need. But what if I tell you that a little bit of standardization would help you to save 20, 30, even more % on the price? Would you be happy with that? Would an increased margin? What do you think? Does that help the company? Does that help your budget to maybe buy more of the stuff from your wish list? Wouldn't that be a benefit to you? Let me give you the example that I listed also in my previous video and also in the blog post that is linked down below. And the standard topic was linked to buying companies' cars. What do you think? Where can you achieve a better price? If you have a pool of 50 cars that are all the same, or a pool of 50 different cars? Quite easy, huh? Number 8 is even more to you, the demand owner's benefits. And it is less friction. You know what, if I'm involved early, I have absolutely no problem to arrange meetings, to book meeting rooms, to take care of catering and all this kind of stuff. You don't have to take care of that. I'm happy to do that. But to do that, I really need to know of the demands. You can't expect me to organize everything within a 2-hour time frame. That simply doesn't work out if you've been talking to the supplier for 3 months in a row now. Number 9 is again very closely related to the one we mentioned before, and that's less work for you. And this time I'm talking about preparing all kinds of documentary when you send out your request for a proposal. Yes, of course, you can do it by phone and then exactly you get back what you pay for. But you can believe me, after 20 years of procurement, after 10 years in service-driven procurement, I've collected quite a bunch of templates, work descriptions, statements of work, and all this kind of stuff. Why don't you just participate in that? Instead of getting a blank sheet of paper which you have to fill out to better describe your demand, let me send you just my huge library of demand and some guidance of how you can use it to your benefit. Something like a fill in the blanks template would be beneficiary because you clearly describe what you want. I can then source it together with you. I'm not saying that I'm doing it alone. And then both of us benefit and you do not have to suffer from blank page syndrome. So this sums up the 10 good reasons for procurement early involvement. And I hope you liked that it was a little bit more emotional than the other videos. Just let me know in the comments down below. And as always, click like and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel and helps me to push out more of these and the other videos so you can apply these tactics tomorrow and achieve better results. See you tomorrow and always happy negotiations.